Will Conor McGregor ever fight again? I'll give you my thoughts. What's going on, folks? George Zapata here at the Zapata Brand Podcast, and I'm going to talk to you about the recent situation regarding Conor McGregor. This stuff just happened just in the last few hours or days, actually, where Conor McGregor was ordered to pay 250,000, I think euros, because it says euros there, but I'm thinking, I thought it was pounds, I'm not sure. To a woman who accused him of the R word, which is pretty serious in light of the latest situation. Now, that happening has caused Proper 12 to cut all ties with Conor in the marketing department. But let me see here where it says, yes, they have even released a statement on X saying, in light of the recent court ruling regarding Conor McGregor, made the decision to cease its collaboration with the athlete effective immediately, the company wrote on X. They take this matter very seriously and cannot ignore its implications. Consequently, we will begin removing all content featuring Mr. McGregor from our storefronts. Wow. And that leads to a lot of other things. And that also leads to his situation at UFC. I don't know if there's been a lot of people who have done a lot of different things in the UFC. I don't know how serious the UFC would take something like this and to just put him out and say, we're not going to do anything with him anymore. I don't know if that's the case. There's been a lot of fighters who have done a lot of crazy things, and they have not, in the Octagon, been penalized as far as that. There was one guy who said something about Van. I forget his name. It escapes me at the moment. And he said an R van, and that got him immediately terminated. I think it's Torres, his name was. And that was back in the day, and he wasn't as popular as McGregor is. McGregor is incredibly popular, which can really give you a lot of leeway. But my gut feeling is this. My gut feeling is you'll never see Conor McGregor in an Octagon again. I don't think he has the desire anymore. I think he has plenty of money. I don't think that is a necessity for him. When Conor first started fighting, he was out of necessity. He had to fight. He had to support his family. At the time, he just had his wife or girlfriend at the time. So he was out of necessity. He had nothing. He was on food stamps. Everybody knows the story. It's a good story. However, like most good stories, there's always this ending. It's happened in boxing. It's happened in MMA. It happens in Hollywood. These things are just such a common narrative where a guy who doesn't have much money comes out of obscurity, gets a boatload of money, doesn't know how to handle it, and it always ends bad. This is where the leeches come out when they get that big money, that big contract. And it does happen. It happened in football for years. It's happened in football. So all of a sudden they have these people that are put in place where they can protect them, and even basketball, and protect them and make them make good financial decisions. What they can't do is control them outside when they involve themselves in divorces and extramarital affairs and all this assault allegations. They can't protect them for that. There's only so much these guys can do. They're on their own. They're human beings. They're men, they're women, they're mostly men. It happens to that they go out there and put themselves in positions that nothing good's going to come out of it. Nothing good's going to come out of this after midnight. Nothing. And men certainly get the brunt of it. They do. And I don't want to hear that they don't. They do. They take the brunt of this, and it's never good for them. Cause them to be broke. And it's not something that, obviously it's not something that should be taken lightly if those allegations were true. But this is always the case with these fighters and athletes. They always end up broke. I'm not saying Conor McGregor would be broke. I'm not saying that he probably has a ton of money. But now when you start having endorsement deals starting to drop out, let me put it to you this way. Jon Jones could quite frankly be, if he had played his cards right and didn't have all the stuff outside the ring happen or outside the octagon happen, Jon Jones could have been one of the wealthiest athletes this generation has ever seen. The outside the ring stuff or outside the octagon stuff happened, nobody would touch him. Nobody would touch him. Gatorade dropped him, Nike dropped him. So there's so many things that could have happened for Jon that he just blew it. Now, he's kind of turned himself around a little bit, I believe. I believe he's honest when he says that. Although his track record doesn't say that. I think Jon's getting older, and that will undoubtedly be his course correction to make himself looked at in a different light. We'll see what happens here with this Tom Aspinall fight. But he could be looked at as the good guy in this situation. Mark my words, this is something that they could turn it around. He could be looked at as the good guy. So let's get back to the topic here. Conor McGregor, I just don't see him coming back. I think he had the opportunity to fight Michael Chandler, which would have been an easier fight for him than most on the comeback trail. I just don't see him having the desire anymore. What I do see that could happen is this. I don't know if Dana would allow it, but if there was some sort of partnership agreement where he was paid somehow, where Dana would be paid somehow gross revenue or something, similar to the McGregor Floyd Mayweather situation, I can see him doing a bare knuckle fight with a Mike Perry or something like that and him get paid out. I just don't think he has the desire to fight in the UFC ever again. Now, that's my opinion. I haven't heard anything from Kevin Iole. I will talk to him this week about it. He did write an article about it, and he did say he doesn't know if we'll ever see Conor again. When it started happening, when all of all the shoes started dropping with injuries and not ready, and then there was a rumor of USADA and all that other nonsense, that was when I started thinking that he doesn't want this anymore. Because if you're fighting, you want to get in there and fight. There's only so much BS you can believe. Okay, it's only so much, and then it's over. It's just, hey, he didn't want to fight. So I think this is over. So much of the blaze of glory we had from Mike Tyson, that it was like a comet coming through, explosive, changing the world of boxing. I think Conor McGregor changed the sport of MMA. The trash talking.
TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. They're not. Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
And what have you. And I think it's just about over for Conor McGregor. That is just my opinion. I don't know anything concrete about that. It is just what I feel I see. I've seen this act play out many times in the world of boxing. So that's my opinion there. Guys, happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. And remember, don't be envious of what I've accomplished in my life. Be inspired by what you can do in yours. We will see you this Sunday. Boxing and Bagels returns. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching the Zapata Brand podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast and listen where all podcasts are available.